Hi guys, welcome back to Spoonfeeding-Profit. So I sold these yesterday and I was about to ship them and I thought maybe I can make a video showing my thought process on shipping these. Obviously we know you just put it in a box or a package and you put a label on it and you ship it out to the customer. But I just want to show you kind of my thought process on how I would choose a shipping box or whatever it is to ship this out to get the best rates, right? So yeah, these are just some dietary supplement. You know, the container is pretty durable. I sold 3 of these for $54 free shipping. So what I would do with something like this, well, first of all, I would check the weight of it, right? I would check the weight and see what we're working with exactly. So I put 1, 2, 3. Now, if you can see that, it's saying 14.6 ounces. So right now we're still good for flat rate. Sorry, not flat rate. We're still good for first class package because we know up to like 1 pound you can send stuff out first class. But even the smallest box that I found to put these in still took the weight over 1 pound. So I'm not eligible for first class shipping because it has to be a pound or less. All right, so I'm gonna take this scale off for a second. So the next thing I would think about is every time I can't use first class shipping, my next thought is flat rate envelopes. Now, something like this, I would use flat rate for, but I think maybe if it was just a little bit thinner, right? I just had my first post office say to me that this needs to be flat. I've never had that problem before. I don't go there really often anymore because they said that so far the other post office, they're just fine. But maybe it's a thing that's happening more frequently where they just want you to put fairly flat stuff in this. But I would still put something like this in there, except I think this particular item is just a little too bulky. So just say I were to put 3 of these in there. It could fit. Technically they could fit if you notice. See, I still have a lot of room in there. So I could save some money and put it in there, but I don't know if I want to. So it's really a preference thing at this point. But let's go with, I think I'm going to go the other route. I just don't feel too comfortable shipping it in this. So I think I'll go the other route, which would be, so I would have I would check regional rate box, right? That would be the next thing I would check. If a flat rate envelope can't work, and in this case, I'll say it can't work for me because I don't feel too comfortable with it. But the next thing I will check is a regional rate A box. And when I say check it, I would check on eBay. I would go to as if I was shipping the item and see what it would cost me to send via regional rate A. And usually that's the next best thing, but not always. So I saw regional rate to ship this out would be $10 and some cents. So that obviously depends on the buyer's location. But then I saw just basic priority mail, just not a priority mail package or flat rate or anything like that. Just a basic priority mail would cost me about $9.99. So that's cheaper than the regional rate A box, but it's a little more than the flat rate envelope would have been. So for me, the priority mail box is what I would go with here because it's gonna be no more than 2 pounds, and at 2 pounds it's $9.99. So I got the smallest priority mail box I could find. I mean, you could use a brown box as well, but if you have the the ones the post office give you, why not? So I got this, and I am going to pretty much tape this up. Let me get my eBay tape going. So I will just, get some eBay tape. I use eBay tape a lot on priority mailboxes. So I got some eBay tape. So I usually put one like across the center. And I know some people say they're not as durable, the eBay tape, but I've never had a problem for the most part with this. So, and then I would put one diagonal from one corner to the next. And yep, so I have my box. So this is what I would do usually. If it's a these are not that heavy. Like I said, they're only 14 ounces and something combined. But if it was more heavy, I would have done diagonal here and also diagonal here across this way, right? So there we go. So I have my box. I'm gonna put that aside for a second. Because these are pretty much food, people are gonna take this in as supplement. I would always put that in like depending on what it is, I would put it individually. But I think all of them can fit in this clear poly bag with the warning labels. I usually use, most of my bags have the warning labels on it. So I'm going to put these, all of them, in this. When it's food, you treat it just a little bit differently, right? And I'm just going to put that, tape that on there. And so I'm going to put these in there, but just for some added protection, just because you don't have to probably. Like I said, the flat rate envelope would have, if I were to put these in this envelope, I would probably have to put some kind of padding around these. Like, I would feel more comfortable putting cardboard around these individually. If they were a little flatter, I would have done it, but they're just a little too big for me. But I would want to either bubble wrap them first and then put them in here and all that. So I'll spare myself the time. Yes, I'll probably spend like maybe almost $2 more to ship it in here, but I feel more comfortable about that. So it depending. So I have a bag full here of packing peanuts. I'm gonna put a little bit in here, very lightweight, packing peanuts, right? Very lightweight. So I'm gonna, some added protection. Like I said, when it's food, I treated it just a little bit differently. But yeah, so put a little bit of peanuts in there. I'm gonna make sure these set really nice in there. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm gonna put some packing peanuts around it on the top and then tape that up and ready to go. So yeah, we are good to go here. I think it's a nice presentation as well. And yep, I'm just gonna go ahead and box this up right now. Maybe I could put just a little bit more peanuts up there. All right, and tape this up. I plan on doing some videos like every time I ship something that's a little bit different, little awkward shape. I just do a video and show you how I do it, or I would do it. Because I know shipping certain things, I used to be like that, where in the beginning I wouldn't source certain things just because I don't know how to ship it. And even though it's stuff that would sell, That's why I got really deep into clothing, because it was so easy to ship. But, you know, some stuff is not as hard as it seems. So here we go, guys, and I will prove that this is still under 2 pounds. So, which my estimate was $9.99 to ship it. Yep, if you see here, it says 1 pound, 4.3 ounces. So round up to 2 pounds. Yeah, $9.99. So that's pretty much how I go about shipping an item. I would always check to see if I could do first class. If not, flat rate envelope is the next bet. If not flat rate, I would go to priority mail, see what priority mail would be to ship that item, and compare priority mail to, not priority mail, sorry, priority mail regional rate A, and I would check that first and see what that compares to priority mail, and that's how I would go, right? So there you go, guys. Just wanted to make a video. Hopefully this helped someone. But yeah, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and you guys be kind out there. See you next time.